Why do you need to avoid these 3 things? What are these 3 things? Let's find out. Welcome back. Hope you are well. Have to say, as per normal, subscribe. It'd be awesome. My colleague Phoebe, who kind of organised the amazing pillow, asked me if I'm using it in my videos. I think you'll agree. Pretty much every single one. Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Right, so welcome back, and I want to talk about 3 things that I really believe you need to avoid doing, and they're things that you likely are doing a lot, and depending on what you're doing in life, you may be doing these a lot more than other people, but they are 3 things that can really have a massive impact on your life. So let's get into it. I'm now just going to do an abbreviated version of this. It's kind of PewDiePie-esque, but Gemma knows. That was the most cheesy wink ever. Anyway, let's get on with it. 3 things I believe you need to really avoid doing for a happier life and just an easier life in general. The idea for these 3 initially came from the kind of home business industry and that sort of online marketing that I'm experienced with. But also, I think you can extrapolate these out and you take these into sort of normal life as well. So the first one is not listening to multiple people or multiple sources of information or training or advice. Particularly, I said, in sort of online marketing and home business, probably all business, there are so many kind of gurus or experts who explain various things and various techniques and ways of doing stuff. And whilst I suppose ultimately they're all kind of saying the same sort of message, there's a plethora of different techniques and ways of doing things and all sort of different angles really. And it's very easy to have this shiny object syndrome where you start listening to someone, okay, I'll get that, and then say, oh, and you're kind of off all over the place. You listen to all these different people and they all have pretty good advice, but the problem is, because they're all kind of different angles and different approaches, you can just take on all of this, and one, it may seem completely overwhelming, so you don't really do any of it. But the other idea is the fact that because they're all different approaches, it's almost, well, I don't know, you know, some will say do that first, then that one. Others will say do that first, then that one. Which one's right? Well, none of them are right and none of them are wrong. They're just different, and they're just different approaches. So it's a very confusing thing if you just listen and take on all this different information from all these different people and all these different sources. So the advice is, in this respect, is find someone that you truly kind of resonate with, you really get, you really understand, and it just feels right that from this person, and stick with them and just listen to everything they say and their advice on that particular subject. Find someone that you resonate with and then sort of stick with them for the information and for the training, for the help. So whether it's like a home business stuff or whether it's life hacks or whatever it is. So limit who you're getting the information from or the training or advice to really sort of one person ideally, because that's going to make life a lot easier, a lot simpler, and ultimately you are happier because there's less confusion going on. Second tip is in the same kind of line as that, is avoid having or using multiple ways of doing the same thing. Now this may seem sort of maybe counterintuitive or a bit ridiculous, because you think, well, surely having different ways of doing the same thing is a good thing. Sometimes yes, but if you're sort of, say, again, it's similar to the first point. If you're getting, say, advice on how the best diet, for example, that's probably a good one. How many different diets are there? Okay, loads. Find a diet that kind of resonates with that, well, and stick with one. Just do that one, and for a period of time. Don't kind of do that one for a week and then that one for a week, because it's just not going to work and it's a mess. So when it comes to sort of doing things, have one way of doing the thing. So said, in using the diet example, if you're going to say go on a keto diet, then go on the keto diet. because if you go keto diet and then I'm going to put a bit of that diet in, and it's not going to work, and it's just, again, confusing, and you're not going to get perhaps the results you're looking for, and you're not going to be as happy with it, etc, etc. So have one way of doing something. When I edit my videos now, I've got a kind of formula, as it were. I edit them in exactly the same way. Yeah, there's almost like I suppose a workflow, a process. So I pull the files in and I kind of do the basic initial stuff exactly the same every single time. And it's one way of doing it, and it works. I've kind of got to know it, and it's quick, simple, and I know what I'm doing, and it's easy. If every time I was doing things in a different way and it's just a mess, it takes longer, more stressful. So kind of have one way of doing something that, again, that works for you. It's not, what works for you might not work for me, vice versa. So it's not about, someone said this is the best workflow to do on a particular thing. Try it out, and if you find that's the best, stick with it. Don't constantly change things around. If you can get into a bit of a routine of doing things, it speeds up, it's quicker, it's simpler, and then you can sort of think about other things rather than every single time having to rethink the same idea again. This is on the same idea that Steve Jobs, I know for one, always wore the same clothes. I mean, not literally the same clothes, always wore the same like black t-shirt and jeans, because the idea being is that that's one less thing to have to think about. That decision's made. And so same idea, you're putting your mind and your brain power and energy onto more important things rather than constantly kind of jumping around. Okay,
how do I do this again?
So there is a lot of benefit and power in structure and doing things that work the best for you. Not what work best for other people, what work the best for you. And thirdly, and this may seem really obvious, and I've talked about this before, but avoid having multiple personas. Being one person at work, a different person at home, a different person with your friends, a different person at the football club. Be one person, the best you. One, it's less tiring, it's exhausting having all these different kind of things.
I've got to be this person with these people and that person with those people.
That's just, it's so tiring and exhausting. Be yourself, be the best you, bring your A game onto everything, do everything with 100% energy and get involved, but just grasp everything, but be the same person everywhere. And it may seem like, oh
God, I wouldn't want to be the same person as I am with my friends as in work, because I'd probably be fired.
Well, ask yourself why. Why would you be fired? Is it because you're being an absolute in work? So why are you being absolute when you're with your friends? If that's fun, great, but is it, why aren't you being like an amazingly cool, fun person with your friends, which you can then be the same person in work and with your family? Like I said before, you can perhaps tone down slightly for work. That's not a problem, but still be ultimately the same person. And so many people I know are completely different people in different situations. It just exhausts me thinking about that. I'm stunned about how that happens, and hopefully you won't recognise that in you, but if you do, ask yourself why. Why is that? Why are you different people? Why does that make you be this different person? It baffles me. I do not get it, and it really, really does baffle me how people just have so many different personas. It's exhausting. I don't get it at all. It's much easier and much more fulfilling and happier and freeing in life if you're just you. Just be you. Be the best you. Just be you. It's so much easier, trust me. I've learnt this, not necessarily the hard way, but I've learnt this in the last period of time, that just being you works out really well, actually. It really, really does. And just cut and cut all that and just be you. The same person everywhere, and really you'll find life so much easier and freeing and just lovely. So that's all I've got time for today. I kind of covered these 3 points, so I wanted to, because it came to me, I thought, well, yeah, I just want to share this with you. It just makes life so much simpler if you just literally simplify your life. I suppose that's logical. It's so easy, particularly today with so much technology and social media and everything, that we, I think, overcomplicate our lives so much. And really, if you just break it down and kind of peel back some layers of the onion and just take it back to kind of what really matters and what's really important, it's so much more freeing and happier and simpler, and everything is much more groovy. If you did get some value from this and like this video, please hit that like button in the face.
In the face!
Back to the lovely Leah again.
Me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on this journey. Thanks for coming along, showing up and all the groovy stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so down here, and check out my other video down here. And remember, live your best life and profit from that passion. See you next time. Bye-bye.